Welcome to the video, you guys. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Groove Cruise Miami 2023 lineup. If you are booked on this sold out sailing, you are in for a treat. I am so insanely jealous. There is something for every type of dance music lover on this lineup, and we're going to get into it right now. What is up, you guys? Thanks so much for checking this video out. My name is Jess, if we have not met, and I do have a full playlist of this lineup in the description box below if you want to take a listen for yourself after you watch this video, of course. If you're into music festivals or any type of F words I talk about, that's what I talk about here on my channel, please consider being a part of my fam and hitting that subscribe button. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a like so I know that you want me to create more videos like this. All right, so let's get into this lineup, which I can't even. Starting up top with the major headliners, we have Claptone. I feel like Claptone is very well known in the dance music space. Very popular on a lot of festival lineups, really well known for house tracks. It's actually a producer duo from Germany, but usually only one comes and performs. And he's most well known for wearing that plague style mask that is gold and he wears white gloves and a hat. So no one really knows who these people are. So it's like one of those performances where the identity is hidden. But yeah, I feel like just a staple with house and tech house at this point, and absolutely love their music. Up next, we have Jaws. Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, wow, because I feel like Jaws is one of those producers that is just so versatile, really super talented, does everything from house to dubstep to bass house. I would consider him a bass house artist. I feel like a lot of his popular tracks and remixes are definitely more on the bassier side. I've been having but specifically it says here that he's doing his off the deep end set, which means that it's going to be strictly house music, and I think that's going to be so special on Groove Cruise. I could definitely see Jaws or Claptone being one of the headliners at the destination for sure. Up next we have Marcus Schultz. Feel like just a Groove Cruise family like staple at this point. Trance music artist, obviously. I feel like one of the most well-known trance music artists that's out there, has always stuck to his guns, stuck to what he's known for. I do feel like most of the time he does a extended set on Groove Cruise, and it's like has that classic trance sound, but once he actually gets into it, it definitely has like more of that tech trance, like deeper type trance in his sets on Groove Cruise, because he goes for sometimes over 6 hours, and it's really, really special. I would be surprised if he didn't have that type of set on this lineup as well. He's done it various times on Groove Cruise, and I always make it a point to go check him out. Nora En Pure, hello. One of the top female artists in the scene right now. Very well known for deep house tracks. That was like melodic house, those groovy, feel-good house tracks. And she has been on Groove Cruise as well. And I can confirm it was a vibe. It was a vibe. Sun setting, Nora En Pure, just absolutely gorgeous. I would not miss that set. Okay, so now we're heading into that second tier of headliners. And first up, we have Bijou, which You guys, I feel like my eyes instantly went to his name when I saw this lineup drop just because I've been going on Groove Cruise for so long, 10 years of Groove Cruise, and I can tell you that this festival, that this party is totally wild. But then you're going to throw Bijou into the mix and it's almost like maybe not wild enough. You know what I mean? So he is a producer that typically does a lot of G house, which means that it's house with really super big bass lines and lots of like hip hop and rap samples in it. So G house, I think, stands for gangsta. I don't know. I think that's what it stands for, is gangsta house. So it has like that sound that just is like, turn it up. You know what I mean?
Me and you had the best vibes. You still love me, now you throwing up the finger like it's West Side.
Blastoise, okay. This is to me a combo artist, kind of like, in my opinion, I would put him in the melodic bass realm, but I think he's also kind of more well known for like that psytrance sound. So it's kind of like a combo. He has done collabs with Seven Lions. If you're familiar with Seven Lions, you know it's like you get everything in one of those sets. You get the psytrance, you get the bass, and that's what I would consider Blastoise. Clooney, easily one of my top favorites when it comes to house and tech house. I feel like he is like in the younger realm of producers that is just kind of setting the bar and really has just been on lineups all over the place. I feel like a lot of people know his popular track, Sun Goes Down. It was overly played when it was first released by every single DJ out there. It was remixed. It's just super popular. I'll play it for you.
I feel like I want to be inside of you. When the sun goes down.
And then besides that track, he just has so many other amazing tracks. I really enjoy his sound. He's from the UK. I would definitely check him out and put him on my list.
Dale.
Up next, we have EDX. My heart, you guys. EDX was one of the first DJs I feel like I saw on my first Groove Cruise. So like I'm instantly just transported back to 2013 and like how dance music was then and like what Groove Cruise was like then on such a smaller ship. And I just feel like he's one of those artists that has been around for so long. And I would put him in kind of like the deep house, progressive house kind of genre. I do feel like because he's been in the scene for so long, he's produced various types of styles of music, as many of the artists on this lineup have. Like it's really hard to just kind of like pinpoint where I would put them, but yeah, I would describe him as more of like one of those like melodic house, deep house producers.
I just want to let you know you're on my mind. Break my heart if regret it.
Gioli and Asia would be a do not miss for me. I honestly, I cannot believe they are on Groove Cruise. So they are an Italian DJ producer duo and they are beyond talented. I saw them live at Electric Forest. They were one of my favorite sets. They play their own instruments. They sing their own vocals. They DJ. I would put them in that like melodic techno category, like definitely more on the melodic feels. If you've ever watched their YouTube channel, it gives you those circle vibes. I mean, they hit over 1 million subscribers on there. They've been very well known for doing like live sets like in really cool locations. And I just feel like having them on Groove Cruise is going to be another one of those moments. And I just wish I was going to be there. Up Up next, we have Habstract. I hope I'm saying that right. He, to me, is a bass house producer, definitely more on like the dubbier side, can produce some dubstep as well, has worked with Skrillex, artists like that. And his track, Show Me, I feel like was one of those tracks that was one of the best things to come out of 2020 when we were all stuck at home. He released Show Me, and I feel like it was just one of those popular tracks you were hearing everywhere. He also has a track called High that I really, really love because it's super groovy. It's more on the house side to me, and I'm going to play it for you as well. So yeah, I feel like Habstract would be one of those artists that's super versatile, and I would definitely want to check him out on Groove Cruise. Up next, we have Kayvon. I don't know if it's Kayvon. I would think it's Kayvon. Hopefully I'm right with that. I'd put him in the spectrum of like that kind of like melodic bass, pop bass, emo bass, kind of like that type of electronic music that gives you all the feels. Up next, we have Matroda, which would be a do not miss for me. Honestly, just a house music artist that I feel like is killing it, been like a rising star in this space. He's from Croatia, just has that really nice sound that I personally like because I'm more of a house head. And I just feel like he's another one of those younger producers that's kind of like really delivering as far as the type of sounds we want to hear.
Oh, baby, you driving me crazy.
Shipwreck is next, and they are also a very young producer duo. I mean, the talent on this boat, I mean, not like age doesn't matter ever on Groove Cruise, you know what I mean? I've been going for so long, and age doesn't matter really with anything in life. But the reason why I make a point to say that they're younger is just because I feel like their career span is just getting started, you know what I mean? So they are from LA. Some of their tracks I just feel like are so high energy.
When fools begin to open up their eyes.
So much fun. I would put them in the house kind of spectrum, but I just love a lot of their tracks on this Spotify playlist that I made. I've kept hearting it, so definitely check them out. William Black is the next one in this kind of top tier of headliners, and I feel like William Black is like one of those, you know, melodic artists as well. And I know a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean? It's like more of like that melodic style that kind of has like that like sing-along type vibe. I don't know how else to put it, but I feel like his track with Slander, what is it called? Oh my God, it's so popular. Back to You. That track I just feel like is like one of the largest tracks for this type of style of dance music. So I would definitely say that William Black definitely has like those feel-good tracks that have like amazing vocals as well. All right, now we're heading into headliner support. More headliners, but it's kind of like another tier. And the first one is Amity. So he has been on Groove Cruise before, and I feel like in my last lineup review, I was like, I'm not sure if I am familiar with him. I would say that he also is in like that melodic bass spectrum of style of music, pretty much. He does have some collaborations with William Black, who I just talked about. And I do feel like Groove Cruise has really been kind of introducing this sound over the last couple years. Up next, we have Anthony Atala. Is it Groove Cruise without Anthony Atala? I'm going to answer that question for you. It's not. I just feel like Anthony Atala is a Groove Cruise staple at this point. I can't remember a lineup that he was not on. I feel like I don't know what people would do if he was not on the lineup. He is an incredible house music producer from Chicago. He does a lot of the after hours parties and curations on Groove Cruise and pretty much is responsible for giving me some of the best parties of my life. I feel like he's just one of those producers that is extremely talented and driven and does everything for himself. You know what I mean? Like always promoting his own parties, promoting his own music, collaborating with a lot of great artists out there, has a lot of support from amazing artists as well, and just has amazing house sound. So yeah, definitely would recommend you go see his set. He probably will do an extended set and it's always phenomenal. I feel like I always am like, okay, let me go see what else is going on. And then I end up back at Anthony Atala because it's Anthony Atala. You can't miss it. Autograph, I do believe that they are kind of more on like the deep house side. I feel like they're like a popular house music artist that I'm not too familiar with, if I'm being honest.
Give me vertigo.
Up next, we have Cosmalia. I would put her on a do not miss list. She is an incredible tech house producer. I feel like I wanted to see her. I believe she was at Don't Trip last year or this year. It was this year. It's still the same year. And I feel like her slot time was so early and I couldn't see her. And I was so upset because she was like my top artist. So I would definitely recommend seeing her. Absolutely talented. Like, love her sound. Highly recommend.
Never gonna give you all my piece of myself.
Chapter and Verse, he would be another do not miss for me. Tech house producer. I just like have him on repeat, I feel like at this point. He just is absolutely incredible. I love that sound. I love his sound. So if you love tech house, I would definitely recommend Chapter and Verse. Kieran McCauley is a Irish trance producer. Definitely like that classic trance sound. If you love trance, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like it's just like that like feel good trance, if you know what I mean. Up next, we have Coco Drills. If you don't know who Coco Drills is, you're about to find out. I feel like they are another Groove Cruise staple. I remember when they weren't on the lineup this past year, I was absolutely devastated. I just can't believe they weren't on Groove Cruise, but they are back. And if you don't know who they are, you are about to find out. So how I describe Coco Drills to people who have never heard them is they are like that classic tech house sound. They're from Miami, so they have that Miami flavor. Sometimes you'll get some of that Latin house. Sometimes you'll get some of that Afro house. I feel like they have such good track selection and they sample like amazing artists all the way from the pop spectrum, R&B, hip hop, classic rock. It doesn't matter. And like that's what makes their sets so unique.
Take this square world and blast off the Kicksville.
I did remember seeing a flyer that they're doing an extended set, which is actually amazing that it's an announced extended set because I feel like something Coco Drills is well known for is doing extended sets that are kind of secret and you kind of like had to just be there. But now this is actually like a scheduled extended set, and it's usually during the sunrise. I would say like they have a lot of different sets, but the one that you should not miss is their sunrise set. Like 100%, you have to go to Coco Drills. Up next, we have Croatia Squad. So happy to see him back on a Groove Cruise lineup. He is just an incredible producer. I feel like he does tech house, but I also would kind of categorize him into like that future house sound, like super groovy bass, kind of like can be on the electro side sometimes. Definitely like just throws down and is so fun to see live. So I would highly recommend Croatia Squad. Crystal Skies is a DJ duo. They're from the United States. They also, I would say, are in that melodic bass, kind of melodic dubstep genre, have done collabs with Illenium. If you're familiar with Illenium, then you know what I'm talking about. Up next is Daxon. He would be one of my top trance acts to see. I cannot stop listening to his music. Like, I am not really big into trance, you guys. And let me tell you, he would be a do not miss. I feel like he has tracks that are just like, it reminds me of being in Ibiza, like driving in like a convertible, like speeding on a highway. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, really like feel good trance. And then there's also like some like very like kind of like almost like tech kind of trance, if that's even a thing, like kind of like that darker trance that reminds me of being in a club in Ibiza listening to trance. I would definitely recommend Daxon. Out of all the trance artists on this lineup, he would be my number one to see. All right, where are my techno lovers at? Because Decline James is the one to see if you want techno. He is from Dallas, and honestly, I feel like has a lot of really great tracks that are like on the darker spectrum. So if that's something you're looking for, definitely check him out. Keeping up with the techno vibes, we're going into deepfake. So if anyone watched my review last year, I was like, I've never heard of deepfake before. And one of my subscribers and friends, Damo, put me onto them, and I have been hooked ever since. So if you're into techno, Deepfake is another one to go see. They are from Detroit. They are a duo. They're the Mysterious Duo. And they really put on some amazing production. And they do a lot of their own visuals as well. So like a lot of their shows I feel like are special because instead of another VJ putting out the art for their tracks and stuff, it's stuff that they do. So definitely could not recommend them more. Check out their Twitch stream. Watch some of the stuff that they've put out. It's incredible. Dylan Nathaniel is up next, and this would be... Hi, I'm recording video. Do you want a treat? Dylan Nathaniel I think is where I left off. This is a house music artist that I would definitely recommend going seeing. Have not seen him, would love to see him. Fairlane is next. They are a DJ duo from Canada, I believe, and they are also kind of in that like pop bass, melodic bass sector that I keep talking about. Up next, we have Gene Ferris. I think it's safe to say that Gene is hooked on Groove Cruise because he has not stopped coming back since he was first booked. And I can honestly tell you that his Groove Cruise 2020 set at Incorrect After Hours still remains in one of my top 3 sets of all time. It was so fucking killer. But if you don't know who he is a house music artist from Chicago. Just one of those like Chicago staples, kind of like how I was describing Anthony Atala, like just classic Chicago sound, but also has like that nice bass to his tracks. Lots of great collabs out there. Incredible artist. Also just a nice guy, straight up, just always hanging out with the GC fam, just absolutely having the best time. So I would definitely recommend you check Gene out if you haven't seen him yet.
Took those fucking pills. Girl, you got me.
Gen X is next, and he is a trance music artist. He would probably be one of those trance music artists that I would like to check out on Groove Cruise just because the style of trance, in my opinion, isn't so trancey. It's more dreamlike to me, if that makes sense. And I feel like after listening to his music, I would be really interested in seeing what he has to bring to Groove Cruise.
Bring me to my knees. Hit me hard and please.
Grum is up next. He is also a trance music artist, and I don't know what it is, you guys, because I can tell you that when I first started listening to dance music, I was into trance. And then I like went over to the dark side of like house and techno and never really revisited it that much. But listening to this playlist, I can say that there's a few trance artists that I would want to check out, and I feel like Grum is another one of those artists. Up next, we have Hannah, and this is one of those artists where she does it all, baby. She is a producer, songwriter, vocalist. Her voice is like an angel. I feel like she definitely will be doing some live singing with a lot of the artists that are on here. Her voice is just beautiful. The track by LPGOB, Close Your Eyes, is like one of my favorite LPGOB tracks, and that is Hannah singing in that.
Close your eyes. Night falls. So slow. With me underwater.
Up next, we have Kyle Walker. Gonna be at Incorrect After Hours. I would almost put my money on it just because he was on the Incorrect lineup for Miami Music Week, and I hope he has more sets than just at Incorrect, or I just hope that he has sets all across the board because he's a super talented house and tech house producer, artist. I feel like he's up and coming. I feel like he's been on a lot of festival lineups lately.
Up one time, run it back once more.
Last Heroes is up, and they are a duo that is well known for collaborating with some of the biggest melodic bass artists out there, like Griffin, Millennium. So a lot of their tracks are super popular. Nifra, she's up next, and she is a producer and DJ that is in the trance genre, and I would say that more progressive trance, like kind of like that, like fist bumping, like type trance. You know what I mean? Like that high energy trance. Nostalgics. Am I surprised? No. I feel like she is like blowing up and I'm loving it. She is on so many lineups, like literally like so many lineups, like lineup after lineup that's dropping. I feel like she is on it. And I just feel like she's like this up and coming bass house producer, high energy.
Like a ghost, I'm gone, ayy.
I feel like she's just like one of those artists to watch in 2023 for sure. And sure enough, she's on Groove Cruise. And so I would definitely check her out if you could. Up next, we have Paraleven, and I hope I'm saying that right. He would be an artist that I would definitely want to see on this lineup. I feel like he has that like dreamy melodic house sound. It's a DJ set, which means that he does perform live. That means that he does some type of live music, and this will be a DJ set, so I still feel like you're still going to get that dreamy aspect. You're still going to get like those melodic feels, but I just feel like out of a lot of these artists that I haven't seen, he would be in my top, like just because the sound is so unique. Ranger Truco is next. Hope I'm saying your name right, but he is another artist that I would want to see on this lineup for Groove Cruise. House and tech house through and through. Just feel like I love the vibe, love the grooviness, like a lot of his tracks that I have on the playlist.
Hey girl, why you gotta be so mean? Pull up in a range and leaving in a limousine. Never catch feelings for a girl in the club. You should stay home, stay away.
Speaker Honey would also be on the top of my list to see. She is from San Diego. I would put her in like the techno realm, definitely like deep, dark, sexy field.
I got something to show you.
And wrapping up this final tier of headliners, we have Truth and Lies. I don't know if it's Truth and Lies or Truth by Lies. Someone let me know in the comments, but they are a duo that I would definitely want to see on that tech house spectrum. Like another one that I was just like, who is this? When I was curating the playlist and just got super into them, they would be a top must-see for me.
Nothing gonna stop.
I'll never understand you.
All right, so now we're going to dive into the undercard, which I'm pretty familiar with just because a lot of these artists come back on Groove Cruise year after year. And if I'm being completely honest with you, the reason they come back is because they throw the fuck down. Do not sleep on the undercard. I always rep the undercard, and that's because there's just so many talented artists here. So let's talk about them. Up first, we have Adam Scott. Kind of like a trance staple on Groove Cruise. He hosts the Trance Bro stage, usually really is a big part of curating a lot of the trance lineup you see here. So definitely got to represent. If you're looking for that dark techno sound, you want some more techno, you're like, where's the techno on this lineup? Allie K is one to see. She's been on the Movement lineup before. She's done In the Mood with Nicole Mudaber. Enough said. Baggy, I'm kind of surprised to see on the undercard. He's a Dutch music producer. He's been on EDC lineups before. Definitely kind of like more of like that progressive sound in my opinion. Brittany Beers is up next. I would categorize her in like the house sound, kind of with like that nice bass groovy, kind of almost like a future house vibe, similar to like Croatia Squad.
Dance with me.
Brian Lubliner, probably one of the people I've known the longest on Groove Cruise, just from being from New Jersey, and watching his DJ career grow is absolutely incredible. So high energy. You don't know what you're going to get. I feel like you can have a house music set from Brian. You might have a hip hop set from Brian, especially if he's at Scooter's hip hop party. You might get more of the progressive, like electro house vibes from Brian. I feel like he's just a very versatile DJ, and he's really well known for his brand, We're Never Going Home, which he always hosts a party, and they're super fun to go to. So do not miss. Caslo is a DJ duo in that melodic bass realm, has done collabs with Griffin, has a lot of those piano riffs, like that melodic feel, you know what I mean?
To see the same city lights around you and me. So hold me, hold you to me.
Cassandra V, I believe, is a trance music artist. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm starting to like blur a lot of the artists and the research I've done together. And going off of that, Chris Schweizer too, I believe, is also trance. Up next, Dean Mason. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Dean Mason is back on Groove Cruise. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Dean is like one of those guys that I feel like was one of like my first DJ friends on Groove Cruise. And I can't believe he's on this lineup. Like it blew my mind when I saw it, but he is a house music artist and he has his brand Officially Addicted that I feel like everyone wears because they're officially addicted to Groove Cruise. They're officially addicted to house. They're officially addicted to it all. And so, man, I am just so hyped that he is back on this lineup. Denzo is a Miami producer that's well known for some techno, once again with some hidden gems of the techno realm over here on this lineup. Definitely go check him out. Disco Pretty, easily two of my favorite people on earth. So Jenny Disco, I would say, is one of the longest running female DJs on Groove Cruise, has been on Groove Cruise for a very long time. And her boyfriend, fiance, whatever the fuck you guys are, is Keith Christopher. And he was one of the DJs that won the DJ contest on Groove Cruise in 2015. And he's one of my friends from my first Groove Cruise. I've been friends with both of them for so long. And together they are known as Disco Pretty. And they have had their own disco pretty stage before in the past that has just absolutely crushed it. Track selection on point. Just have been in the scene for so long and just know the tracks to bring out to keep the energy going. So yeah, house and tech house, absolutely incredible. Do not miss. Wow, we have a lot of my favorites coming up, and this whole next few are some of my favorites. Doc Brown, absolutely a do not miss for me. From Miami, house music, tech house, can be on the darker side sometime. You just don't know what you're going to get with Doc. I feel like you have to go to all his sets because the different venues bring out different sets from him. He has one of my favorite Twitch streams out there that literally saved me when festivals were shut down. He does trivia. He does all this stuff. I feel like his Twitch stream was so well put together, and he designed a lot of the art that came across the screen. So just very hardworking and driven person, and just one of my favorite people to hang out with on Groove Cruise as well. And he has his own record label and record label party that will definitely be on Groove Cruise. Unlearned Records. There's a lot of Unlearned Records artists on this lineup, like Cosmalia, Lavelle Dupree, Lizzie Curious. So there's definitely probably going to be an Unlearned party that I would definitely recommend you check out. But Doc Brown, do not miss. Do not miss.
Welcome to space. Welcome to space. Welcome to space. Welcome to
DJ Dose, another Florida kind of Miami Groove Cruise staple in my opinion. Tech house DJ on a lot of lineups for Dirty Bird, always on Groove Cruise as well. Usually does all the brunches for Home Base, for EDC Orlando. So just very well known in the Florida space. Definitely check them out. Drums of the Sun, another Groove Cruise staple. Can't be Groove Cruise without them, I feel like. So they are a duo. Louis D, who DJs house music, and then you have Bam Bam Buddha, who is a percussionist and does live drums, and it is so fucking sick, you guys. Like, so sick. Like, definitely one of my top, like, Groove Cruise acts in the Undercard. Just have been on so many Groove Cruises, and just, like, their sets are just incredible, so definitely check them out. I'm not too sure about this next one. Daddy, I believe it's pronounced, I would think. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments if you know more about them. Ekanova is one of those artists I feel like I would want to see just because his name actually translates into new sound, and that's pretty much what his mission is to create a new sound of electronic music. Fisherman is a trance music artist that is on this lineup. Another one that I would be interested in seeing just because I like a lot of the tracks that I have on the playlist. Groove and Josefian, I can never say their names. They've been on Groove Cruise so many times and I can never get it right. I'm so sorry, you guys, but they are a trance music duo. And as you can tell, if they're coming back again and again, they are GC fam favorites. Jetpack, Team Jetpack, very unique experience, especially if you've never been on Groove Cruise before. So Jetpack is basically house, I would say also kind of electro house, kind of progressive house. Dave usually spins, and then there's a whole team of people that carry portable jetpack speakers on their backs. So depending on the venue, it could be like so cool. And they always come off the ship as well. Wherever the destination is, they will like lead you to and from and blast music. And it's like a walking party experience. I don't really know how else to explain it. Like, it's a portable party, and they've actually hold a Guinness Book World Records as well as having one of the largest portable parties on Earth. So really unique. Christina Sky, hello. GC fam staple, in my opinion. Trance music artist, but she's so versatile. I've seen her do some deeper, like, melodic house sets, like, just so talented. I discovered her on my first Groove Cruise. So she, to me, is someone I will always go see just because I feel like she's been in the scene for so long. She's done so many Groove Cruises. She knows what the crowd needs. She listens and caters to the crowd. So if you haven't seen her before, you have to go check her out. Queso Fresco, another GC homie, has been on lineups across the board from Groove Cruise to EDC. He is very versatile, definitely has high energy. I've seen him do closing sunrise sets as well, and just like has a nice spread of selection when it comes to music. Lizzie Curious, you cannot leave Groove Cruise without getting some curious energy, you guys, all right? Lizzie Curious is from the UK, and she is one of the most amazing humans on earth. She's so lovable. She's so joyful. She's just so happy all the time. She's an incredible human. She's a songwriter. She's a producer. She's a vocalist, okay? So she's one of those artist that does it all, and she has really amazing house tunes, like really, really groovy, super, super funky, super fun house. Lucio, another GC fam favorite. I feel like he has been on lineups time and time again. He's a trance music artist. I would definitely categorize him as being a trance artist on this lineup. However, and I feel like I've said this before, he has played the Groove Cruise pre-party with a pretty dominant house lineup, and he's played a house set that was like filled with so many amazing house tracks. I was absolutely blown away because I just knew him as a trance artist, and I was like, wow. Monica Santucci, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I have her under my melodic bass category, so hopefully that's right. Not too familiar with her music. Monica is a new artist I would want to check out. New artist to me. I'm not saying new artist in general, just new artist to me that I would want to check out just because he has like that house vibe that I particularly like. Nathan Bliss, I'd put him in like the house, tech house kind of genre if I were to categorize his music. And so obviously that would be someone I would want to see as well. Newport, he's an artist that's like in that like trap, melodic dub type style genre. Nico Zografios. Sorry if I'm saying that. I don't think that's right. Nico Zografios. Maybe that's right. Is a trance music artist. Nikita Page. All right. Fun story with Nikita. So he is also one of the Groove Cruise artists that won the DJ contest. And he is a melodic artist as well, kind of like melodic bass sound. And I actually roomed with him on Miami Music Week this year. Randomly, we were in the same house together, so it was so cool to get to know him. So I would definitely want to check out his set now that I know who he is and know more about him. So yeah, definitely check him out if you're into those melodic feels. Ollie Sanders, it's about time that he is on a Groove Cruise. Oh my God. I'm like, I can't believe I'm not booked on this Groove Cruise and Ollie Sanders is on here. So he is originally from the UK, but he has been in the Miami scene for so long. He has his record label, Twisted Funk. He's always doing Miami Music Week parties, has just been in the house game for a long time. And I feel like I can't believe that he's never been on Groove Cruise and now finally he is. So I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for you guys to check him out and check his sets out.
We had this amazing connection.
Raquelevate, my girl, another GC fam homie. Definitely, I would say, kind of like does a lot of trance. She's into trance, but she has done classic house sets and she has killed it before when she does those classic house sets. So definitely check her out. Rizzo Veloso, another kind of GC staple in my opinion. They are a duo. You got Scott Rizzo and then you have Vassallo, which is Heather, I believe is her first name. So the two of them together are a DJ duo. I would put them in the house music spectrum, but kind of more like on the electro side, maybe progressive house side, definitely more uppity with their sets, definitely a lot more energy. Scooter and Lavelle, hello. Some of like the longest like running DJs on Groove Cruise in my opinion have been from the start with Groove Cruise. So they are a duo. You have Scooter, who is really well known for his hip hop parties on Groove Cruise. And then you have Lavelle, who also does a lot of house music. Together, when they're together, I would say that their sound together when they DJ is more like kind of like that electro house, high energy sound, kind of like progressive house. But when they are separate, they have their own unique styles. Like I said, Scooter does the hip hop parties, which you cannot miss. They are always off the hook, old school hip hop. It's just such a good change of pace. And then Lavelle is usually on a lot of the after hours lineups. He does a lot of house music when he DJs alone. So depending on where they're at, if they're together or apart, you got some really good vibes with them. Scotty Boy, another GC fam member, come on. He hosts Groove Cruise Radio, also has just been in the game for so long, originally from Las Vegas, now in Los Angeles. He does Deep House Brunch in Los Angeles, does Deep House Brunch on Groove Cruise. Very versatile producer and DJ, in my opinion, because you could get those Deep House vibes at his party. Sometimes he could go a little harder and have like some of those like more progressive house sounds. And then you also have just like classic house sets from him as well. So definitely someone to check out and get to know. Shannon Williams, another kind of staple on Groove Cruise, more known for house and tech house from the Midwest, and usually is actually, I think, is one of the longest running Groove Cruise DJs as well, has kind of been going on Groove Cruise from the start. Starseed, you have that melodic sound once again. Stellar, I feel like, has been on Groove Cruise for a long time as well, probably since my first Groove Cruise. I want to say that he does house music, but I'm not too sure. So if you're watching this, let us know in the comments. Sorry, I don't know too much about your music, but I do recognize the name, and I feel like he's definitely been around Groove Cruise for a while. The Stream Queen, I'd kind of categorize her in that bass house sound, kind of like more uppity, upbeat with that heavy bass line. Trance Jesus, trance music lover, you gotta go see him. Obviously, another GC fam member that is on almost every single Groove Cruise. But you know, his track selection is pretty eclectic. He obviously spins a lot of trance, but I've been to many different festivals with him and his wife, Envision, Arc, and he is into all different types of music. So I definitely feel like if he were to spin something not as Trance Jesus, you would definitely have a great soundtrack selection. Tiso, another GC fam staple. So she is from the Midwest. She runs the party. No Boys in the Booth. Female curated lineup representing some of the best house and tech house female DJs on the boat. You have to go check her out. You got to go check her party out. Absolutely crushes it all the time.
Sweets, that's all a lady needs. Tripping on some treats, that's all a lady needs.
Von Garden, that's another artist that I have in like that kind of like bass house, kind of future house category. Yokai, all right. Can we just like have them on GC forever? I feel like ever since they've been booked, they've been on forever. I love these guys. They are from Orlando. They are a duo. Tech house in particular, have that kind of like uppity tech house sound. I feel like some of their sets are like my favorite on Groove Cruise, especially if they're in the casino. Casino sets always pop off, always. But Yokai somehow does something special in there, and yeah, you have to check them out if you haven't. Zoff, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but she is one of those. She does it all. You know what I'm saying? Another talented producer, songwriter, DJ. She kind of does everything.
If it's not pretty talk, I don't want to hear it. Repeat. This seems like more than just a phase. You kiss and make it so delicious. I make it so good and it's so.
All right, you guys, I hope that this video was helpful. If you did find this useful, please go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload. And don't forget that I do have this full lineup curated. I have it in a Spotify playlist so that you can listen for yourself and find the tunes that you like and the artists that you like before you sail on Groove Cruise. If it's your first Groove Cruise, wow, what a fucking lineup to go on. And for the fam that is going, I really hope to see you there. I'm not booked right now, so we will see what happens. Hope to see you there. If not, I will definitely see you on Groove Cruise 2024, the 20-year sailing. I just put out a guide, complete start to finish, everything you need to know about Groove Cruise. So if you need to know more, I will link that for you as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.